How's it going, everyone? David from dodmedia. Today we're going to be reviewing this lens. This is the brand new Sigma 65mm f2 DGDN for Sony mount. It's pretty damn awesome. Now, Sigma have asked me to review this lens, give an honest review like they've done with many of their lenses beforehand, and I'm not being paid to say any of this. I will be returning this lens at the end of this review. And as with all my lens reviews, I don't really want to focus on the specs. The specs are readily available online. What I want to focus on is the image quality, the performance, and what you can actually get with this lens. Now, that opening sequence you just watched was actually shot entirely on this lens using my A7 III. It was all shot wide open at f2 with no filters in front of it, and it looked pretty damn awesome. Now, the photo shoot that was in the video was actually a photo shoot that I also organized to try out this lens, because for me, 65mm on a full frame camera, that's an interesting kind of focal length for portraiture, because for studio work like this, it's not too tight, but it's not quite as wide as a 50mm, so I can still get some very good portraiture and headshots without having to take, 7 steps back away from my subject. So being a little bit closer and working a little bit closer with your subject is quite interesting there. Sorry, I just had to fix a light that was going out over there. That's not acceptable. So I said I wasn't going to talk about any specs, but there are some specs that need to be talked about realistically in a gear review. So first of all, it's got a very nice clickable, it's not declickable, but it's clickable manual aperture ring, which you can also set to A so that you can control it in camera, as well as a dedicated on-off manual focus autofocus switch. The focusing motor is a stepping motor, which is really nice because it means you're going to have very smooth, more organic feeling pulls of focus in video, and it's going to be stupidly fast in photo mode because it can really benefit from the autofocus system that's on your camera. But I found that the focus pulls in video were very nice and smooth, as you would expect with this kind of line of Sigma lenses. I mean, similar to the 85 that I reviewed recently, it's just really nice and responsive, but not in a synthetic way. It feels like a nice organic focus pull. And then another feature which I don't particularly care about, but I think it's quite nice, and I can see how it has its benefits over a plastic lens cap. But I've got a nice little metal magnetic lens cap on there. It does, of course, come with a clicky plastic lens cap if you don't like the magnetic thing, as well as a metal hood. Now, the construction of this is pretty damn solid, metal all the way through, it feels like. You can really, even the lens cap or lens hood is made of metal. You are not gonna worry about the construction of this in any way ever. If you remove the back cap, you can also see that there is a nice little rubber gasket that surrounds it, which I don't know what that means in terms of its weatherproofing all around, but certainly it seems like it is setting itself up to be the kind of lens that you can take out in the field and leave to do some long exposures overnight and not have to worry about any kind of humidity or dust getting into your sensor. And finally, it has a 62mm filter thread size, which just means I need a step-up ring to use my ND filters, which are 67mm, because a lot of my lenses are 67mm, so I invested in a 67mm. Probably should have bought bigger, but hindsight's 20/20. Now, I've only had this lens for a couple of days to shoot with, so draw from that what you will, but I would say that I've had it in a photo studio environment, and I've had it in a video environment, and in both environments, I was really impressed by how this lens performed, both in sharpness, image quality, focus accuracy, and just general ergonomic feel of it. The only drawback that I can think of for this lens is that for the price, it would have been nice to be a little bit faster than f2, but actually, that's not such a big issue. If you look at that opening sequence, I mean, that was all shot at f2. I don't think that having to have it at f1.8 or f1.4 is a mandatory thing. The fact that it goes to f2, that's pretty fast for me. Now, I know that they've just released 2 other focal lengths, as well as the previously released 45mm, which accompanies this new L style. And all of those lenses are sort of similar-ish in weight and size and performance, so it would be very interesting to see how they perform as a set, which would be interesting for a lot of people who are looking for a set of primes that are solidly built, that have the option of autofocus, that that have the option of manual aperture, that aren't going to break the bank, so to speak, compared to cine lenses, that offer full frame coverage, and that have a fantastic image quality. I think it'll be very interesting to see what Sigma does with this prime set, and if they release it as a set like they did with their DCDN bundle. All right, if you have any questions about this lens, drop them in the comments below. I will answer them if I can. If you want to head over to Instagram, you can check me out there at dodmedia as well. And I'm getting a bit more active on Twitter, so head over there and give me a follow too. If you want to. If you don't want to, then that's fine. I'll understand. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.